have no, just walked away. Just his old shirt and a microphone. I got caught first in a spiral of hurt. My head's too high, yeah, and my tears dry. Time to grab some donuts and blue cold pie. You went back to your Angeles City rest street nights. Too far removed from our fluorescent lights, and I'm stuck here with the red cats chasing in the peace. While you're eating adobo and drinking Red Horse beer with these. We only say goodbye right now with a live stream fighting how so far removed from all that we went through. You go back to the islands now. I go back to being right. And you're bye-bye. Go on island boy. Stateside girls are always right. Yeah. I nag too much. My mouth's a gun. Said our life was done before it was even begun. You just shrugged, but holla now. You moved on my bar like it was just a traffic signal. You went back to a calm and quiet way. I'm a hurricane that's blowing every day, and I'm left here with the stacks of all my little facts while you're sending pictures of your tropical trash. We only say goodbye right now with a live stream fighting how so far removed from all that we went through. You go back to the islands nights. I go back to being right. And you're right by. Going island boy. Stateside girls are always right. I was loud, yeah, I was tough, but your silence was enough. And life is like the heat, dear Earth. I'm a cold American, melting away in here. Live sugar cubes on a fire. We only say goodbye right now with a live stream.
Good morning, Magandang po to all the expats and Filipinas and Filipinos that are watching. Good morning to our regulars. Looks like Sky Tech and BK is in the house as always and usually first. My bestie Sarah is in the house. Good morning, Raymond, good morning. And to all those that are in here. I'm going to go through and make some statements the next couple minutes, wait for the room to build. I have footage of hearings that are being held that were live, I believe, yesterday. There's a lot more stuff going on with pro-life traveler Siim, and it looks like probably about a half a dozen vloggers that I really don't know who they are. I seen where they had posted after the fact. George had provided videos late yesterday that there was a hearing and other things going on with pro-life traveler. He is now being called persona non grata, and that is the least of his problems, only in Dumaguete. Okay, because I see where a bunch of these other channels are saying he's been arrested and blah blah blah. And even though we showed a photo that looks like he had handcuffs on, we never said he got arrested. It's just a thumbnail, guys. Understand the propaganda of every damn vlogger here. Nobody is immune. Okay, no matter what the topic is in the Philippines, whatever the topic is in America, political or not, these vloggers, it's the thing to do. It's what we do. It's how we do it. And I'm telling you, there's always going to be somebody watching. So I love the ones right now that are like, oh, I'm not really talking about them. Or, oh my God, how can people be covering and misjudging them and everything and this and that. And I got it. They got it. Others have got it. The vlogger, is he guilty? Is he not guilty? Is he misunderstood? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's been, 2 days since our last live stream. Misunderstood would be the least of it if anybody had eyes. If they open their eyes and watch his videos, they would see that it's not a misunderstanding. As of right now, for quite some time, There is tons of information that's been turned over. I would probably even say more than a year. They've been watching him for about a year. They've been gathering information. He has been on the desk of the president of the Philippines, and he is in some hot water. So now his immigration status is in look, his everything, tax, BIR, everybody is looking at him now. And I've heard so much cover up from these people. Oh, he's not doing anything wrong. He's allowed to record children. And you imagine the messages, emails, stuff through Messenger and the comments. Because the last video, I think we had hundreds of video or comments. And I knew the moment they called me a name, called me fat and a pig and all that, they were just butt hurt. And I couldn't believe these people that are defending him. And then people are going to be like, well, you're defending regular guy all the time. Big ass difference. The same with Sunshine Shoulder. Big ass difference. Sunshine, regular guy, and all these are not comparable to this guy. And I'm about ready to expose a whole bunch. Stick around the next few hours because I have the hearing. And it'll be through my explanation. You guys are like, well, we already seen that. Well, wait, just wait. Wait for that. I'm going to replay where he was raided. I'm going to play like clips, photos, and stuff that he thought he got rid of. Well, I'm not going to play his footage. I have screenshots of stuff that he's deleted. He's been deleting his account. By Saturday, George is out and about, so I don't believe he's going to make it in today. So by Saturday, we have a Filipina where he's been going on dating sites and picking up Filipinas while he's married, while he has this baby, and he's been leading these women on. He has about 5 TikTok accounts, and they're crazy as shit. He's been posting where he's taking women out on dates and everything just as of December. So it's crazy. He's beyond what the Philippines is willing to tolerate. He is being listed as the next Vitelli. And yes, for the other channels that said, are you next as a vlogger? It's no shit kidding. It is no shit kidding that you could be next. Okay, but don't go trying to tear down Sunshine. Don't go trying to tear down and compare Geo. I've heard all kinds of shit. So it is not the same. This dude lays his hands on every single woman. And then I'm going to probably hear, as I already have, well, Heidi, we've been telling you about it. Well, it's not for me also to do that investigation either. Or it is now in the newspapers. It is now in front of the president and all that. Okay, now we're going to get on board just like every other person that's doing it now. Tons of Filipinos are covering this right now. Tons of expats. There's several lives going on today. So you're going to hear from me today. So I will start with that. Now, I really want to let you know, I don't know, Tucker is asking, is it his wife? You know what? There's a bunch of Filipinas that says he's not. Remember Peachback Mountain, American man and Filipino wife, or now he's calling himself retirement, and he's got another girl living in Bohol. They wore rings. They threw them up in front of people. And then people are like, well, I've seen him there signing papers. That doesn't mean shit, man. You could do that and walk right out of the building and not complain. I don't know. I did not, until just recently, I've seen 1 or 2 of his videos a few years ago, and I didn't like any of his creepiness. Grabbing onto a woman like this and stuff and leading her around in front of you. You ain't gonna manhandle this. It was the way in his actions from the beginning without seeing everything over the years. I just wasn't gonna have nothing to do with that guy. And so I haven't watched his stuff, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if he's really married to her or not, but I know one thing, she's got to be complicit in it somehow. How has he gone all this time and his footage is all over TikTok with his name on it? And you're telling me this Filipina didn't look or know where her money was coming from? Because she's walked around with him in the slums when he said stuff. So she's been there when he has said things. That's what I know. So she, there's a lot going on. There is an absolute lot going on, but he's got tons of TikTok. I didn't know he had so many TikTok accounts. I'll show them to you. But each one of them is creepy as hell. Is the next one. One's called Freelancer. The other one has something to do with Province Girls. And they all seem to have the same numbers, though. So I will only insinuate that either it's the same people going to each one. He's either paying for advertisement because he's got so much money coming in. I don't know how he's doing it. It could just be there's a lot of creeps out there, but each one of them seem to have the same number as his YouTube channel. It's like 96,000 on each of them or something. So either way, for all those that keep saying that me is who they're probably really directing it to, that I'm just so jealous. It's like, wow, of what? To be called persona non grata, to be a super creep. Here's something I was thinking about, and I'm trying to find the best way to say it. Again, I'm not here to make friends, guys. And you're like, oh, well, you're not popular like this vlogger, and you're not popular like him, and you're just jealous and all that. To me, some of those that are up there have been sucking ass for a long time. I'm sorry, you don't make a lot of friends when your mouth is honest. You don't make a lot of friends when you're putting out truths. If you can't take a little truth with the roll, then get the hell out. I say, I don't want to watch Philippine antics, and I don't want to do this, and you need to take care of your woman. She does nothing but this, and that. It's like, too bad, guys. We're not paid. We don't go onto websites and use each other to bring in views or sell individual photos and do all this shit. We're real, always have been real, and it's up to you. Now, everybody is welcome here, from troll to friend, but we're not trying to score points with anybody, because I've watched a few of these vloggers recently make their statements, and both of them are trying to suck both ends of the stick. What's up with that? You're either on board or you're not, or you're this or you're that. You're just trying to ride each way to get your views. So one of our videos out of months worth of stuff actually semi went viral. 12 or 13,000 for a live stream, not a video, is hard to accomplish unless you're a big channel, like really big channel. Okay, so let me go through and first mention, for those that are coming in here, I'm going to read what this actually starts with. Okay, so in a nutshell, like George would say, today we're covering Pro-Life Traveler. He's a creepy sexpat vlogger that has gone through and been seen diminishing Filipinos outright. He's been seen with minors, putting his hands on minors, the vaping thing, and all of this, guys, is talked. It is on the president's desk, and there has been a meeting in Dumaguete with officials, and his house has been raided, and he's being investigated by every department. So what if he collects money and gives it to the poor? So what if he goes in these areas? At least he's getting off the couch and going somewhere. Not the same, dudes. Not the freaking same. For those that find a problem with me and want to mention A, B, and C about me, and then turn around, like I'm even getting comparisons now. Well, you're this and you're that, and you shouldn't be in the Philippines, and you shouldn't. It's like, whoa, dude. You're throwing shade and covering up what? So either way, your butt hurt. I just want to say, all those that are watching that said something that are still watching, your butt hurt. So, but I will read what's going on with Pro-Life Traveler. I want to hear from you guys. Is this guy innocent? Is this guy guilty? You guys have watched those other channels. I've seen you in those channels. So you're listening to these other male channels that are stating, well, he's not really guilty, and I'm not really saying, but and it's like, dude, you didn't watch his videos. You don't have eyes. You don't know what's been written in the documents. Have you went and listened to the Filipinas that have been claiming where he's created dating sites and he's actually taking them out and making promises and then recording them, and who God even knows what else has been going on. So anyways, let me read about what they put in one of the newspapers. Estonia national faces child abuse allegations in Dumaguete court, which as of yesterday, it is persona non grata. He's not to return to Dumaguete, and I'm not sure if that's the actual area he's living in. I'm not going to sit here and go through every single video and figure it out. So allegations of abuse and exploitation. Okay. And this is what he's going down for. That is not regular guy. That is not sunshine shoulders. That is not most of them that you guys keep throwing shade on. Do they border something like that or have where it appears or this, and that? That's fine. That's fine. Do your little investigations like you do all the other channels, because that's what you do, and then continue on what you do. that is a true sign where somebody has created an entire channel on Sunshine, an entire channel on us, and all that. That means they're just a fucking nutcase. I mean, give me a break. Like, some guys have just all Filipina P and anybody who says anything, white knighting shit like Mike used to say and stuff. So this is way different, guys. So the authorities confirmed that the case stems from complaints of online material that allegedly, which is not much allegedly, if you guys, it's his channel is still up and there's still quite a bit of it up. Allegedly shows inappropriate interactions with minors in several areas of Negros Oriental, including Dumaguete, Valencia, and nearby communities. This matter is now under judicial review, and proceedings will determine the merits and accusations, which, by the way, they did have the meeting. I have some of it. I will be showing you this and clips here in a little bit. And it is beyond that, because now there are lots of women coming forward. There are a bunch of expats reporting him. And it just goes, and some people are like, well, a lot of that's not even legal. Okay, but it all kind of fits, like, it's kind of crazy. It's not against the law to this. It's not, it is. Here in the Philippines, it is. According to the complaint submitted to authorities, the suspect has been targeting impoverished communities where he is seen interacting with minors while offering them money, food, and other items. Is there a law against that in the Philippines? Actually, there is. You're not supposed to be handing out things to the poor. You're not without DSWD permits, not with doing things right. Why? Because a lot of you fools cannot actually. It's like the other guys ruin it for the one or two people that are doing it the right way, like this guy, because this guy is using it for his own gain advantage and the amount of YouTube money. Say, well, Heidi, you make money. People throw you stickers. What's up with that? Dude, that's not so, that's a whole different game. This dude was living in a crap apartment a few years ago, and then all of a sudden he crashed a truck, bought that truck, he bought another car, several motorcycles, moved, he's all over the place. The man is bringing in money. The numbers based on just his TikTok, he's making a lot of money. So he's making money based on the poverty, which is against the law. You cannot do nothing but poverty porn, and don't again say, oh, well, this Filipino does that and this and that. You don't know that if they got DSWD permits. I'm telling you, he doesn't. I'm going to tell you that right now, he does not, or he wouldn't be in part of the trouble that he's in. You cannot go through and put cameras and asking ages all the time. How old are you? Once he finds out an age, some of the creepy stuff that he has said afterwards, oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. And then after the fact, he gives out their location and the stores that they work at and all that. You can't do that. He's been going around being a super creep. Okay, so reports claim that some of his publicly upload videos has inappropriate exploitive behavior, raising concerns among viewers and child protection advocates. These materials were cited as part of evidence when these cases were being filed. Local officials and child right groups reiterate calls to vigilance for protection of minors and the vulnerable. Sorry, got camera issues. So the accused has not been convicted of this crime, guys. I want to let you know that is up to the government. Our live streams are a strict and absolute discussion. Okay, now my side feelings for this guy doesn't play into nothing. That is my personal opinion. Everybody else has their opinion. Okay, be respectful to the people in the room. Everybody is actually welcome in here. The problem that I can see that's up and coming is that people just don't want to open their eyes to the full situation. And there's a lot going on. Like, there is a lot, not just one thing, but multi things with this guy. He's breaking so many laws. I mean, forget about the tax thing. We had a bunch of discussions and debates. Oh, who are you to say about somebody being taxed and licensed? He can pay his taxes wherever he wants. Sure. Okay, but does he have a work permit? Being he goes out and works every day. He vlogs for TikTok and this. He's still social media. He's still online. He vlogs every day for the last couple of years, and they'll say he's a tourist when he's been here for years. At that point, you're somewhat a permanent resident, not a real permanent status, but you've been here long enough. You can't sit inside the country and work as a vlogger that is collecting money. And don't say he's not being paid from the Philippines. That doesn't matter either. No, he needs to be paying his taxes inside here, even if he's paying them to Estonia or Europe. The other day he said he was from Europe, and that he didn't mention his country. He just flat out says, "Oh, somewhere from Europe." That doesn't mean that makes you legal. So right now he's being eyed by the BIR and the tax people not being licensed properly. They're going to go through and check this. His immigration status is now in question. Um, Sorry, he went through and he gave vapes to kids. That was caught on video. We have photos where he handed it off. The other kid refused it. The one took it from him. And here's the thing, ask yourself about, would he pull this shit in his country, in America, in Canada, in the UK? Would this behavior be acceptable to walk up and say, "Hey, do you have a bra on? Hey, what kind? You're not wearing a bra, are you?" Try walking around a neighborhood and walking up to anybody that looks under the age of 20 and ask, because the girls do answer, "Oh, I'm 15, I'm 16." And he still continues to say how pretty they are and this and that. And he goes on about their bras and their clothing. And then, like I said, he's meeting these women up online. And as I'm to understand, they are younger than that online that he's meeting up with. It just showed him on TikTok picking up a girl at a restaurant that was there to meet up with him. She had luggage and everything, and she got in his car and everything. So he picked a girl up that he must have met online while he's married, while he has a baby. And there's several of them online talking about their stories, how they had no idea he was married. So he's been dating multi women and getting them offline and making content. I guarantee he's got other content that he's been recording, probably without their permission. So the man is banking. So it's like way, way out there. And again, this story is being covered by many expats right now. And I have personally watched these videos. It is rude, and I want to make this statement, and I had to think about this time and time. So this one I did write down. It is rude and unacceptable the way he's been making these women feel and these kids, and the ones that keep smiling and talking to him. It's because they're passive and nice and got an innocent situation that he's taking advantage of, which is even crazier. And these allegations saying that they're false is just insane. That's fine. And they're saying until he's guilty. And then someone went on, "Oh, well, they weren't wearing rubber gloves and the way they were taking things in his house is illegal." That's fine. Everybody has the right to debate all of that. All right. So it's crazy that he has a wife and girlfriends. Okay. And these other girlfriends are now starting to come out and complain. You do not get a pass for this, sir. You don't get a pass because you keep saying, "What am I doing wrong? I'm allowed to record whoever I want. I'm allowed to do this and that." No, actually, you're not. You're not doing a lot of things legal, and now you're breaking laws, and now you want to flip it over on the Philippine people and talk about, "Oh, well, they're going to lose a bunch of tourism because of you talking to me this way. You're going to lose this, and I'm going to sue everybody for defamation." And it's like he's acting like a punk ass bitch right now. Okay, it is up to the Philippine government 100% to prosecute him. You guys got that right. Everybody's got the right to run their little live stream today, and I guarantee with me saying all this, the other side's going to be like, "Oh, but the guy is innocent. Leave the guy alone," and all that. Think about that. It's about content. Same channels just 2 weeks ago flipping the script. Okay, think about all of their content and how they're actually flipping the script. All this crap about people playing Sherlock Holmes and not knowing shit and all that. You got the right to say shit, but we don't have the right to say anything. We've been running lives for years, years, and years, and we will continue to run them. Okay. Pro-life traveler vlogger. His style of vlogging is unacceptable. And believe me, there is worse, and there are some around the same that he's doing. It's a style. He has learned to make money from it. He's doing it because he's pretty much pimping out these Filipinas. He's showing the poverty to bring in the money. He's using it to show where the girls are. And it is a bad style. It absolutely is. Okay. It degrades the girl's dignity. It makes them an object. It distorts the true value and strength of the Filipino women. And this should not be normalized. For those that keep saying that the man is innocent, you're normalizing this shit, like a lot of political stuff going on. That's fine. Call me a bitch. Call me a pig. Call me all the names. And me and George just had the biggest laughs, and we're like, yeah, their butt hurt. It's like, go ahead. So stop normalizing it. Stop degrading the Filipinas and Filipinos, because he went around saying all kinds of things about the males. Oh my God, he had sex with her. You wouldn't want these single mothers. That means a Filipino man has had sex with him. He said everything that he could. All this stuff has been brought to the government. It's all in documents, and they haven't even gotten into some of the criminal stuff. Okay, so vloggers need to have boundaries, all of you. We're not talking about me going off on a cussing storm and this and that. Find some boundaries, all of you, okay? The women here deserve better than that. They deserve the respect. The men and Filipino people deserve the respect. Okay, there's going to be where Filipino vloggers say crap about people and foreigners. There's going to be vice versa. But this guy outright blatantly is just being rude and demeaning to Filipinos. Okay. And stop saying regular guy and sunshine shoulders are exactly the same and that they're bad and all that comparison. And then they try to group everybody together that, there's this and that going on. It's unexcusable. It really is. And if that was so, then why haven't they been served? Why haven't they been in the newspapers and all of that? Let them do that. The same with us. Oh, you guys are this and you're not going to get that and you're going down for this. And it's like, okay, when all that happens, then it happens. Okay. I would agree with some of the channels that we like where they're saying that they've made this statement recently how when you get to a certain number, probably about 5,000-6,000 subscribers, 10,000, we started getting trolls, dark trolls, because we wouldn't let them on our channel. We wouldn't let certain people come on here and just bash us in front of people and bash people in our room. So then they start making threats, and then they go through and they do this and that from A to Z. But let me tell you what, all the bigger channels have dealt with this. Okay. And it's like, you can't even begin to imagine. So you're either in the game or you're not. From A to Z. And so you're going to get all of this. And I imagine a lot of channels have been accused of a lot of things. But there's pure proof on this one. And it's recent. Like, oh, you guys want to talk about shit Sunshine did like 20 years ago, or that happened with me 20 or 30 years ago. It's like, dude, are you even kidding me right now? So you keep throwing shade in other directions, like, oh, well, look, Heidi's this and Sunshine's that. It's like, get a damn life, man. All right. So in the regular guy, I want to let you guys know right now that the regular guy didn't get served warrants and people didn't go through his house. Okay. Regular guy didn't put his wife on social media and collect payments for the good old boy network and say that you get to talk to her on video. Regular guy didn't show up with his wife breastfeeding out in the open on many of his vlogs. Okay. And God knows what private videos they're doing. Okay. None of them, nor did Sunshine guys. All right. And regular guy didn't go around calling Filipinos monkeys and calling them names. Okay. You can compare some of the things he did or some of the things that we've done or other vloggers, not the same. This is a whole different subject. I want to make this very, very clear. Stop comparing everything to everybody. It's just getting ridiculous, and have respect for the Filipinos. So it evidently has gotten to multi people. And then you all didn't think we would cover this, because I know the trolls are in this room today. You didn't think, what, you think it's okay for the other big channels, they're allowed to cover it because they don't do this and that, or they do this and that? Yeah, bite me on that. Is exactly why I got my Bite Me coffee cup. And for those that didn't like all my recent cussing and all that, Their channels with millions of subscribers, their cussing's getting worse and worse. It doesn't mean that I'm uneducated or stupid or a loudmouth. We would have been cussing when we weren't cussing. You guys were like, well, other channels are cussing. Why is it you guys won't let us cuss in the chat, or you're not cussing? You guys ain't gonna be happy either way. So I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. Okay. Especially when George isn't here to stop me. Booyah. So let's see, there was something else. All right, so I read that statement, read what I wanted to, going to go through and say hi, and then I'm going to play these videos, okay? No, he did. He fucked around and found out 100%. And I just can't believe like the shit. I just can't. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to go through, hey, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm going to go through and play these videos because if I don't play them first, for those that are coming in and rewatching the live stream, some only stay in for a short period. Then I'll go through the comments. Stick around for the comments. This is a 2-hour live stream. All right, so I'm going to show you real quick. I don't know if I'm going to run the full 5 minutes. I'm going to show you. What about like Sherlock Holmes? People like, oh, they did not open the door right. Their paperwork wasn't right. They didn't have gloves on.
Sir,
And,
Siim
oh my God,
Roosipuu.
now that is
I am Police Captain Monte of the Regional Anti-Cybercrime Unit. We are here to serve the warrant to seize and examine computer data. Are you Sir Siim Roosipuu? Yes, sir. We are here
I recognize
to
that.
implement this warrant to
I was
search,
like, oh shit, that's that guy.
seize and examine computer data with WCCD number 01-2026, signed by Presiding Judge Sheila Lane Katakutan Bisario. This is in relation to the violation of RA 9995 Anti-Photon Video Voyeurism. Yes, all computer device, sir. Are you Sir Siim Roosipuu?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Mga sakop sa Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group, Regional Anti-Cybercrime Unit, Negros Island Region, ang may paigayon or may serve sa search warrant ngadto sa usa ka langyaw nga nagrenta diya sa may upper kantil ining syudad sa Dumaguete.
Alright, so
Human
that's what I wanted to show you
madawat
real quick. I'm not going to play that all the way through. So they went through. The next few minutes was just showing why they went room to room. Okay. And I could probably almost guarantee the SD cards had a bunch of photos and videos of them walking through and doing the regular vlogging he does. How old are you? Are you wearing this? Oh, you look pretty today. You're this. It's not acceptable in this country. Think hard. Think hard. If that rat bastard came to America and he was walking around my neighborhood asking anybody under 20 all those things, they would run his ass out like I would. Are you kidding me right now? This would not be acceptable in the 90s. Would you guys accept that? If that guy's behavior, for those that have watched more than just one, oh, he's a good vlogger. He learned the language. He gives money out. And like, that's all you've seen? Then you're blind and you're turning the other eye, or you're a part of that operation. The guys think they could come here and peddle their smut shit crap out to other people, bring more of the sex bats here. To come here, take the girls, take advantage, and this and that. I'm going to have George translate. There's a 3-part interview, and I'm trying to get her to come on by Saturday, along with another guy that I guess has been watching him for a year or two. Melon, if you're in the house, contact us through philippineantics@gmail.com. We will do a live stream and bring on a panel of these people and sit around and discuss it. Okay. And if others can do several live streams and videos, we're surely going to cover this until this story is over, just like the missing expat in Mindanao. This isn't over yet. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more going on, or he may just disappear. Who knows? That's been known to happen too, where they just zoop, that's it. So they're saying he's like the next Vitelli and stuff. So, all right, guys. Here's the next clip.
Thank you very much for the recognition, Mr. Chair. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Chair, and to the members of the City Council and to everyone in this August chamber. Last January 10, Mr. Chair, I've seen it in the news that the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group of the province of Negros Oriental has conducted a seizure operation of any possible pieces of evidence that is that could support the several complaints against this Estonian national who's residing at Barangay Cantil, Mr. Chair. And then since August last year, I've personally received personal sentiments from women in Dumaguete. And then up until last month, Mr. Chair, na nikalitrag kakitaan nila ilang nawong sa YouTube, nag-upload ang mga video, nag-hikap-hikap sila aning Estonian national without their consent. And then there's even one video that I've seen uploaded by this Estonian national on YouTube calling our men in the public market as monkeys.
And the video is still out there. Thank you to this melon and a couple of these. I love the trolls. We're all trolling at one point or another, where you're going through and you're grabbing footage and then you're whatever, but not necessarily trolls, just people that are going through and they're basing the whole situation on one vlogger or whatever. They're trying to expose them, which can be appreciated at some point. And the video that I seen 2 days ago, George about shit his pants. He actually walks through the street, passes their bikes, and he does this, they look like monkeys. And I'm like, oh shit, or called them monkeys. And I'm like, holy shit, that was just outright blatant. He also said something that Filipinos wipe their butts with their hands. They use bidets and other things like people do in the Middle East or as a Muslim culture or whatever, but they're not using their actual fingers to get up inside their cracks. You know what I mean? But he was like, it's just disgusting. And they touch their bikes and they touch just some of the shit that comes out of his uneducated mouth is unreal. And his whiteism is sticking out all over the place. He brags about how he's white. His wife and him are walking up the street and he's going on about they prefer these white guys and me just being white means something. And he goes on like it's insane the amount of, I don't know, there's a lot of prejudice crap going on with how he's white and Filipinos are this, and he tries to put himself into a classism. He's just a piece of shit is what he is. And the reason he's left his country, and others have touted back at me recently, you're the reason why Passport Brothers have left. And you're the reason. I said, dude, you don't think that's why I'm not with George? You know, we're not going to throw this shade back and forth. Grow up. You know, breakups are breakups. You know, the love of your lives are back in your country. What it is you dated a few women that wouldn't have anything to do with your asses. That's what's going on. Same with me. I've been with multi men, but most of mine are international men. But the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's this and he's that, and, passport bro shit, and we wouldn't have nothing to do with you. You're just jealous of him because of his Filipina and because he's out there with the people. And it's like, yeah, that's absolutely what it is. But it's wild. But anyways, let me get back in here.
And then labeling our single moms in Dumaguete as being banged by Filipinos. So grabe gyud kabastos. He was even walking around with 5 to 6 year old kids. Gipasulay niya og pa-vape. No? So ni-vape rapod ang mga bata. Imagine 5 to 6 years old na mga bata. Ni gamit rapod sa vape iyang gipasulay. So yes, that's exactly my point, Mr. Chair, and I agree with Councilor Antonio Remolyo that it is right for us, no, to not have a space for persons like this in the city of Dumaguete, and that we declare him as persona non grata, and then we furnish a copy to the Estonian embassy here in the Philippines and the concerned national government agencies. Grabe yun kay kabastos. Women na nanglabara sa kilid-kilid, wala nakasulot o who are not wearing their bras, iya pong givideo, and then he even said na it's so hard for me not to look at it, and then na-upload sa YouTube, sa social media platforms. We do have an existing ordinance, Mr. Chair, on safe spaces in Dumaguete or the
Correct. You cannot go around offending people in most countries, let alone the Philippines. They will throw your ass out in 2.2 seconds. Okay, not even kidding. He has beyond offended the people. And he is now persona non grata. He is not to be in Dumaguete. There's all kinds of shit. Giving kids vapes and alcohol, and it goes way beyond that. Okay, there's tons of stories and information that's been collected on this man. And he's like, oh, what did I do? What did you do? Are you kidding me? Who the hell would go into a neighborhood? What would you do if that was your granddaughter, daughter, or son? Because he does it to males. He's actually with trans and gays and everything. He'll question them up and down. Oh, well, why aren't you gay? Why are you gay? You know, what are you doing this? And why he insults every single person down the line. And some of them he poses it to males. But the fact about the brawl situation, and there was a girl doing laundry. Did you guys see that video with the butterfly tattoo? It's a repeated talked about video because he called her a puk-puk, a prostitute. Well, that's what the prostitutes do. And don't say it was just a conversation, this, and that. What I found offensive in myself is there was a male Filipino standing there, the only one among the others. He didn't say nothing. He kind of walked off. And the other women laughed about it. Now, George says a good chance that they didn't understand his English. So it's kind of like me. I kind of smile and laugh too, that's why they didn't respond, or they just didn't take it serious. But it was offensive. Oh, well, I heard on YouTube that those mean that you're a prostitute, or, you know, he said it in Tagalog. So they did understand what he said, but it was just insane. So the man is in trouble. Do not do this stuff. And yes, the amount of vloggers have increased times 10, because I think it was Sunshine that said recently that vlogging quality content has gone down on all the expats, and he misses when it's this and that. It's been going down in every country. And not everybody's promoting tourism. Everybody finds their niche on this, and that. And we all don't promote the tourism, and we don't do this, and that. And I get it. And it's a whole different style. And now that there's thousands in the last 2-3 years coming in, it's definitely gone down the drain. It's gone down the drain. And those that are watching me are watching all this other piss content. And then, you know, you expect, you know, the high quality ones, they stop doing it because a low quality content videos like his are getting 50, 60, 70, 80,000 views, and he's getting paid for it. And those that are doing documentary style, the ones we meet at Google headquarters, aren't getting any views at all. And don't say it's because they're shit. No, they're not. It's just ridiculous. The algorithm is upside down. That's why, Sunshine. I love Sunshine and everything, and we want good content too. And you forget, like you, all of us at some point has done our thing. And it's just shit. It's just where it is.
city and the things that he does, kining iyang mga actions are all blatant violations of our existing laws and policies in the Philippines. So I hope, Mr. Chair, that with the indulgence of my colleagues in the City Council, I will get your support to pass a resolution to declare this Estonian national who is residing at Barangay Cantile of Dumaguete as persona non grata. Thank you.
I want to let you know also, he recently said that due to people and haters, I don't know if it was 6 months ago or when the video was dated, he's like, I got trolls that are threatening me. We may have to move soon. No shit, dude. No shit.
Thank you, Councilor Motion. Please manifest that during the unassigned business or other matters.
May I request the Secretariat to please read the resolution?
A resolution declaring Siim Roosipuu, also known online as Pro-Life Traveler or Siim, an Estonian national presently staying in Barangay Cantile, Dumaguete City as persona non grata, and directing that copies hereof be furnished to the National Bureau of Investigation or NBI, the Philippine National Police or PNP, and the Embassy of the Republic of Estonia in the Philippines. Whereas the city of Dumaguete has long been recognized as a community that upholds hospitality, mutual respect, cultural sensitivity, and the protection of human dignity, particularly in its dealings with foreign tourists, expatriates, and visitors. Whereas Siim Roosipuu, an Estonian national known online as Pro-Life Traveler or Siim, has been publicly identified as personally staying in Dumaguete City with an online represented age of 34 years. Whereas several complaints have reportedly been filed against the said foreign national.
Okay, I don't know why they said 34 years because he did refer to himself as a 50-year-old expat. And to me, he looks over 50. He's probably about 52, 51. She just mentioned him as 34. Maybe that's what one of the women said. So last I knew, he was in his 50s for sure.
Or national government agencies involving allegations of harassment, deception, exploitation, and other acts detrimental to individuals and public interest. Whereas multiple individuals have come forward alleging that they were harassed, deceived, and exploited in audiovisual content produced and disseminated by the respondent, which content appeared to be created primarily for online publication and monetization without their fully informed consent. Whereas the respondent's social media platforms reportedly contain numerous videos that demean and disparage Filipinos, including Filipino men, transgender persons, and single mothers, thereby promoting harmful stereotypes and degrading representations. Whereas in a video recorded at the Painitan area of the Dumaguete Public Market, the respondent was seen mocking Filipino men and referring to them as monkeys, including mimicking such behavior on camera, acts which are racist, offensive, and violative of the dignity of the Filipino people. Whereas it was further observed that the respondents' online platforms with approximately 96,000 followers include content portraying Filipinas in humiliating or pandering contexts, instances of inappropriate physical contact with women, and content involving minors raising grave moral, ethical, and legal concerns. Whereas on January 10, 2026, personnel of the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group, Negros Oriental conducted a search, seizure, and examination of computer data at the residence of a foreign national located in Barangay Cantili, Dumaguete City, pursuant to a lawfully issued court search warrant. Whereas the said law enforcement operation arose from a complaint filed by a woman against the respondent for an alleged violation of Republic Act number 9995, otherwise known as the Anti-Photo and Video Voyeurism Act. Whereas, while the respondent has publicly denied the allegations, their foregoing acts, complaints, and publicly available content have caused public outrage, fear, and serious concern, and have adversely affected the sense of safety, dignity, and reputation of the city of Dumaguete and its people. Whereas the Sangguniang Panglungsod, in the exercise of its legislative and moral authority, may declare a persona non grata when such person's presence or conduct is deemed prejudicial to public interest.
Real quick, I don't know, Stephen, you mentioned he's 36, so why? And I'll show you here in a little bit. He goes, I'm a 50-year-old expat. That dude is not 36, and if he is, something's wrong. I'm gonna tell you that right now. With the way he does not. If he's 36, that would be insane, because he called himself a 50-year-old expat. He looks 50 to me. You could tell by his body how it's aging. That is not the body of a 36-year-old. Trust me. That dude, the way his chest is slooping and everything, and I know I ain't all that. At least I know my bag of chips is broken, bitch. But this dude does not look like a firm 36-year-old. He might be skinny, but I could tell that his body is more 50 than it is 36, skinny and working out or not. That guy is not. Only X amount over his alleged wife or whatever. Yeah, and why did, hey, Black Grandpa, why did Pro-Life get such a rapid response from the government? He didn't. This has been an ongoing investigation. Melon Man, or I'll find out the name of his channel, has been covering this for a while. It showed last year reports were on their desk. Nothing moves that rapid here. And if it did move more rapid and more recent, it's because he's getting crazier and crazier. See, the man's getting greedy. He's bought multiple cars, multiple motorcycles, big purchases that he shows off online, bragging his lady got $400 through PayPal or people online for shoes. He's been bragging forever. So you make people jealous, or you piss off the Filipinos, and then you do shit like put your hands on every single person that you videotape and all that. No, it just gotten more and more progressively worse. And that's not what you guys are even seeing. I just got a peek at his TikTok today. Insane. Absolutely insane. Province Girls this. Um, you'll see the actual pages. And all of them have the same numbers exactly as his YouTube page, which I find to be strange. How do you have 94, 96, 98,000, and then your YouTube's got the same amount? So nobody's hating because the dude has numbers. He's gotten his numbers because of his exploitation in the Philippines. That's where his numbers come, not from his good vlogging, not from his good looks.
Public morals, community values, and the general welfare without prejudice to the outcome of any pending judicial or administrative proceedings. Now, therefore, be it resolved as it is hereby resolved by the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Dumaguete City in session duly assembled, that Siim Roosipuu, also known as Pro-Life Traveler or Siim, an Estonian national personally staying in Dumaguete City, be and is hereby declared persona non grata within the territorial jurisdiction of Dumaguete City. The city government of Dumaguete hereby expresses its strong condemnation of acts that demean, exploit, harass, or misrepresent Filipinos, women, vulnerable sectors, and minors, particularly when such acts are committed for online content creation or monetization. Certified true copies of this resolution be furnished to the National Bureau of Investigation, the Philippine National Police, and the Embassy of the Republic of Estonia in the Philippines for their information and any action deemed appropriate under existing laws and regulations. This declaration of persona non grata is issued without prejudice to the filing, prosecution, or resolution of any criminal, civil, or administrative cases against the respondent under Philippine laws.
Yes, Councilor Macion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Also, Councilor Remolio suggested that the Bureau of Immigration and the Department of Foreign Affairs will also furnish a copy of this. Yes, and Councilor Remolio is also a co-author of this resolution. Councilor Tan, Councilor Perdoba, Lawas,
take note.
Mas motion, Mr. Chair. I'd also like to thank Mr. Chair, one of the victims, for helping me craft this resolution, Mr. Chair. She was really passionate on pushing me to pass this resolution, and some of the other victims are also watching us on live now on our Facebook Live. As much as they wanted to be here, but I advised them not to come, for them not to reveal their identities, Mr. Chair. So I'd just like to reiterate this, Mr. Chair, that not a single person, whether you're a man or a woman or anyone across the gender spectrum in Dumaguete, deserves to be disrespected, humiliated, or dehumanized. And to anyone who dares to do this, Mr. Chair, to violate our laws in the Philippines or trample on human dignity, take this as a warning. We will hold you accountable and you will surely face our courts, Mr. Chair. And this declaration serves as our collective manifestation, condemnation to these acts, Mr. Chair, and that hopefully justice will be served and, of course, will hold these violators accountable, Mr. Chair. So thank you very much for my colleagues and the City Council for your support of this resolution.
Councilor Remolio, then Isminya.
So, sir, no, we've seen it online na grabe good ang human rights violations aning Estonian vlogger. Well,
This
in fact,
is after
last
the
January
fact.
10, nakita gid nato no that the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group in the province of Negros Oriental has conducted a search, seizure, and examination of pieces of evidence sa iyang mga computer devices dito sa iyang giabangan na apartment sa Cantil-A. So there were several videos online, no? And dagan pud kaayong reports against this Estonian vlogger na grabe gid they felt harassed and violated sa ilawong mga nakit-an online na wa sila nakabalo na ilang mga nawong naana day sa YouTube, naana day sa TikTok, naana day sa ubang mga social media platforms. So this is a violation of our ordinance code, no, which I also co-authored in the previous administration, ang Bawal Bastos Ordinance. And Dumaguete is known as a city of gentle people, pero na yung mga tao din nagabinastos atong mga katawan. One time, well, he was walking in the painitan, iyang gitawag ang mga kalalakinan dito og mga unggoy, mga monkeys kuno. So, kanang mga tao na mga inosente, iyang gimak, no, he's being racist, gisaway niya ang atong mga katawan sa Dumaguete. So that's why today I'm very overwhelmed because I got the support of our fellow councilors here in the State Council to declare this Estonian vlogger as persona non grata in the city of Dumaguete. Yes, so na yung mga private parts sa mga bayi na iyang gi-kumot-kumot while he was in the public market, and then na yung mga bata na iyang gipasulay og vape, no? So, I mean, how can we accept this kind of behavior in our city government of Dumaguete? So I've mentioned earlier po na this serves as a warning na if you are someone who dares to violate our laws here in the Philippines and as well as in the city of Dumaguete, we will make sure to hold you accountable yun og mga tubang yun ka sa korte. Di gid ka namo palamposon. Because, you know, if we tolerate this kind of behavior sa mga violators diri sa atong city, this will surely damage the reputation of Dumaguete City na atong gipaningkamutan og maayo og pagwapo for the city to flourish and of course to look good in the whole world. Yes, it's a resolution declaring this Estonian blogger as persona non grata.
And that's just a little bit of it, guys. So here in a minute, I have a bunch of screenshots showing a bunch of his videos for those like before they got taken down. A lot of them he took down recently. He knew something was coming. Others are still available. Other people's have. It'll give you an idea of what they're talking about and what we've been talking about. Also, I may consider something that I haven't done in a long time. I think I'm going to open the panel like these other people are today. So I would like to hear from people. It can be for, against, whatever. This is an open discussion. What you guys think about, and it's got to be on the topic. Okay. And that's another reason we had stopped. Like some people would come onto our panel and they start talking about other things about the Philippines. It's not a Q&A today. You need to stay on topic. I will have people come into the panel that want to discuss. You can be pro, against, whatever. I'm not going to, if you want to come on and debate or whatever, or how your feelings are. Would you guys accept this in your country of behavior of, let's say it was a Filipino vlogger that came to America. What if it was a Filipino vlogger that went to Canada or the UK and did that to your women and your daughters? My answer is no. So a lot of people lately has been like, oh, well, it's a poor country and now nobody's going to go there because of harassing the vloggers. And I'm like, that's insane to even make a statement like that. And I can see right now on other live streams, they're calling people libtards and Republicans and Democrats and all that. And they're kind of going way off key, but it looks like a lot of people are supporting pro-life right now. And I'm like, wow, evidently they're just getting on board with those vloggers. Okay. So I'll put a link in, okay, and bring some people up to discuss the discussion today. So let me know if you guys want in.
So this will be furnished to the national government agencies, and if the national government can see.
Oh, and for those that don't know our channel, for the last couple years, we're going to have you turn your camera on. So if you're going to hide behind an AI photo, unfortunately, voices aren't enough for us. You should be able to show your face like we do. We don't sit behind an AI, like I see people doing live streams now, they hide behind a photo the whole live stream. And I'm like, what's the deal with that? So yes, you would have to show on your camera. If you come on and there's that, I won't have you come on.
Naabot na mismo sa Malacanang, because I've been receiving also emails from Malacanang na na-receive na nila complaints. So if the national government can declare him as persona non grata in the Philippines, can never set foot here in the Philippines. So I hope that the government agencies will cooperate as well.
Oh. First thing that I have up here is where he has buy me a coffee called The Boys. And that's his wife that he's holding on to. For $20, you get to talk with his wife. And you'll be in on live videos. And it just goes from there. Photos, everything else. It's called The Boys for $20 a month. So the guy, it's insane that you would actually do that for your wife. And she's not there to do expat help. She's not there to whatever. And go ahead. I'd love to hear from the trolls and haters saying, oh, you're just jealous. I'm like, yes, oh God, that's what that is. I need $20 to put George up on camera so we can actually, get more cat food, I guess. I mean, it's insane. That's ridiculous. So they were right on that. We found that. We thought we would show you that, but insane. The Boys. All right, so here's the first one comes through. I couldn't resist. I had to go back. He's rubbing on some pregnant woman's stomach. He's always touching someone, which is the weirdest thing. Yeah, kids. That's him staring somebody down. And when he approaches these women, it's not in a nice way. It's a creepy way. Like he gets up on him, he grinds up on him. He look at the positioning. And oh hi honey this, and oh sweetie this, and some of the things like yeah, it's just weird. Always picking him up, always hugging on him, always. This one he claimed was 18. She's so tiny. Always asking about where the fathers are of the kids, or do they have husbands? Oh, you only have a year and a half to go. Like he ages them out. Oh, they got about a year. She's 17. So if you guys want to come up to this sorry store in this area, he points out exactly where they are. His TikToks are something totally different. I have 3 of like 6 or 7 that he has. One of them is closed down, but they're creepy as fuck. Running 18? When you going to turn 18? January soon. These were all minors, big time. I mean, look at the title. You guys are comfortable if that was your kids in the background? Teenage fever. It's not unusual when retired expats hold hands with these young girls. What does that even mean? What does it mean? Come on. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Anybody who's on board with this and defending this rat bastard is exactly the same. I'm sorry, if there's even one person talking about is he this, is he that, or is he this? That's insane. This is not okay. This is not okay content. And unfortunately, YouTube has way worse on there. There's way worse than this. Like literally, I just found one where the woman's backside was totally naked and it showed him in a doggy position. And they allow all that to stay on there in the photos too, and content. They can't monitor every single thing. That is for sure. It's okay, Mary. They're doing construction next door. This is not okay. And remember, he's also doing additional content off YouTube and also onto TikTok and other platforms of stuff that you guys have no idea. I can't even say right now. And he's been on dating sites. He picks the women up. He picks them up other places, and he puts them up places and stays with them. And now we got one official girl we're trying to bring on. And she's got a 3-part story where she goes on about him, how creepy and the stuff he does. And yeah, this just goes on and on. Always asking where their husbands are. You wouldn't want a man to come through your neighborhood in America or Canada. I have to keep mentioning other countries, but I'll mention America. And ask where the husbands are and stuff. Insane. And he is. 13-year-old girl wants a retired foreigner. Okay. The young girls, it's crazy. They're obsessed. He needs to find other content, but he couldn't do that. He wasn't making money. That's the problem. That's the problem. You guys don't think that I can't get some nasty shit going and run drama every goddamn day to make money? You guys don't think that can't be done with George or me, or we can't go slumming and do things and bring up drama every day? What's surprising, here we are, double to triple what we normally have, because we have a super creep on the screen today. Sure we could. Absolutely we can. But we're not going to go through and do this shit. Man, the man is hand over fist in money. Always got his hand on. And what's this? What's with the hand thing? The hand, is that a signal to the sex bats? Why? There's the vaping kids. He's also allegedly, I have to say this, multi-times offering alcohol to people. They also say there's videos out there where there was a drunk girl in the back seat of his car and all kinds of stuff that's out there now. This is why the man is the most hated in the Philippines right now and on the government desk. He took a puff right there, gave it to him. He was wiping it off. There he is. He manhandles his wife and these girls. See him touching. This is not okay. And you don't think his wife doesn't know this? Look at this. She doesn't look at his channel. You're talking about a Filipina, which, most women are jealous, but I'm telling you, you're telling me she doesn't know? No, that would make her complicit. And I'm sure they'll be watching her too. She just bought herself a bike. They're going to want to know where her income's coming from too. Always touching. Some might be double. He walks through these neighborhoods and approaches them. There's another one. That's a whole different photo. It's weird. All right, so here's the TikTok count. Sorry, this one has 39,000. Trying to see what this one was. I forgot which one that was. I cannot see that on air right now. Let me see if I can see it. Because there's something covering up my screen. So there is this one. Philippines Life Board. Asian freelancers, which, by the way, shows him picking women up and their luggage and everything recently, like last month stuff. And all of this is still up, by the way. And sorry, I'll correct that these accounts are at 35 and 36 on that. So, all right. So this is what I have. That way, for those that stuck around during the first hour, got to see this stuff. And when George comes on Saturday and does the live stream with me, that'll tell you. We're going to go through the woman. I couldn't have him here today. Okay. Or I would have played the other video and had him translate. And I did not have time this morning to go through and translate a 3-part interview of this woman complaining that he's running dating sites and meeting up with these women, and he's recording them all in the same. So not only is he getting them out on the street, it is what it is. And what do you guys think? You don't have to agree with the room. You don't have to, everybody's a free bird on this. So, what's going on, Alpha? I'm new watching here. It is good to see you. Yeah, it is. That type of creepy vlogging, I believe, happens in a lot of countries, but it seems to be in the poverty-stricken ones because they get away with it. Because no Western country is going to accept you. Try that shit in France. Try that shit in America. Go on. Do they walk around and show the prostitutes in America and the druggies? Sure they do, but they're not that blatant. And usually those accounts and people disappear really quick. Try that shit. And they're learning it from other channels. There are some rotten channels out there right now here in the Philippines. So he's not the only one. There it is. Yeah, I don't get it. Someone was like the other day, well, he's got a bank set up in his country and he is making money there. No, he's making money from $400 for his wife's shoes being sent in by simps. You're a goddamn simp if you pay $20 a month to talk to his wife. You're a goddamn simp knowing that. But a lot of guys believe they've got a chance with his wife or he's selling her. I don't know which, but that is selling her. Who would send just a random Filipina just $400 for a pair of shoes because she wanted a pair of shoes and mentioned them? Simps. Absolute simps that think they have a chance, like these other Filipina channels. It's crazy. I mean, give me a break. Mess. I'm telling you, it's just weird. He's selling out his wife. He went from San Carlos taking the southern route all the way to Bacolod. Yeah, he's been going around. Hey. He also paid a local 10,000 pesos. Yeah, after hitting him on a motorbike. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. Is that what happened to his truck, guys? That's what they were saying. I seen today on his own page where it showed his truck, which looks like he just got that truck recently. And I guess the new car. Well, where do you guys think that money come from? His pension, if he's 36 years old, he's an investment banker or something? Or you guys really think on the side that's what this dude is doing? If he had that kind of money, he wouldn't be out there doing that. And if he had a bunch of income as pensions, he wouldn't be out there doing that either. So unless it is just absolutely just being a perv. I'm surprised too, trucker. I'm surprised they haven't, because that's usually what happens. And that's what happened down in Mindanao with that American expat vlogger, because there are accusations now that there was a bunch of other things going on. Not only was he doing loans, but there were rumors that he was into the same game. He was messing around with minors. So, but it's, it is what it is. And look what happened. He totally disappeared, and there was no money asked for him. I'm surprised too. George said the same thing. And no, you cannot work in any manner. Here's the thing. They're like, well, you're allowed to record. It's not, but not if you're making money. If you're making anything on your PayPal, if you're making anything on your Buy Me a Coffee, if you're making anything in stickers, which only takes X amount. Soon as you hit a couple thousand and a couple thousand hours, you're allowed stickers all of a sudden. That's still a payment. And I guarantee he's been collecting that. So he is making money. He is working here for a payment, and he's selling out the Filipino people times 10, okay, in a vlog. And over and over and over again. And he's got a TikTok, and he's got a Facebook. All of these are bringing in numbers. I guarantee he's getting a payment. He did not buy that car, truck, and the things that are in his house on a pension. So facts. Not you're just guessing, Sherlock Holmes. No, I'm not guessing. It's a fact. I seen the man when he first got here. He was living in a shithole, and don't say it. He had money. No, he would have been in a better place with his wife. So it is not true. All of this has come up and through his social media. And so that'll be the least of his problems right now. Legal is legal, illegal is illegal. Laws in the Philippines have been broken. The guilty will pay the price. Good morning, Anthony. Thank you. What is going on? He did. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Hello, thanks for the backup information. Love it. It's all true. Yeah, because when we covered the first time, we didn't do it. We just came on. We're still supposed to cover the guy that's here in a hospital, and I think it's Cebu, and we will probably after this is all over. The guy's in a coma, and they're claiming that they won't let him out of the hospital. But the man's in a coma. You're not going anywhere fast. So they're claiming he's being held. So unless he gets like an angel flight or put on a personal jet, he's still going to need clearance and a doctor to get home. But he couldn't have ran out on a bill. But we were supposed to cover that, and then this came up. So this was all last minute, like everybody else. And I'm sure, like us, we'll milk it until the main story is up. If it goes away and there's nothing, and then he gets arrested and a bunch of stuff happens, then we will cover it again. Yeah. Or knows it's going on. It's the same like when like I said, there's a dirty grandpa in your house touching your kids and you don't say nothing. You can go down and get arrested in America for knowing that. And his wife evidently knows something. She's been out and about with him, and you're telling me she doesn't know nothing? Unless he is that alleged abusive towards her, possibly that might be keeping her silent. he does do all this and at the back of her neck and drags her around, and I'm like, oh hell no. Because he wouldn't be doing it to women in his country, and he sure the hell ain't doing it here. Hi TT, what are you doing? Hi kitty cat. Thank you so much, Stephen. I'll bring your sticker up here in a minute, but I'll read. Good morning, George and Heidi. I've always tried to drop by and show some love from Cebu. Good morning. Thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate it. There's one of the kittens there. Look how big she's getting. She's still small. You guys ought to see how big Krusty is, or Sonny. He's huge. But thank you. Who in their right mind gives you nicotine vape pens to a 6-year-old? Come on, lock them up. Here's the crazy part. You know what the statements are when we mentioned that the last time? Someone was like, oh, well, their parents do it, so. Not a vlogger walking through a neighborhood, you don't, and not as a foreigner. Don't do it, guys. Don't do slum vlogging, okay? Or minimally, you'll have a bunch of trolls and people following you around. Filipinos, other vloggers, trolls, dark trolls. The whole point is don't do it and don't get caught, because then a lot of these guys are married and everything else, or living here long term on these visas, and you risk the chance of being thrown out just based on that. Understand what you're up against. That's pretty much where it is. And that's probably right. Most of them, like that other channel, relocated back to his home country. And I believe it was in Vietnam. It's insane. That's what'll happen. They'll just move somewhere else. So that's exactly what'll happen. Being they've been on this case for a while and he's appearing in court just based on that, I don't know why they arrest one vlogger and one person, and then the next one they actually don't when they know all this. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't take him at the same time. I'm really surprised. I think they were surprised they did it at all. I think that's what's really going on. Yes, he did, but a bunch of them already took it. You can guarantee, kind of like ours, we've removed videos, and like they said, the internet's forever. So now people are repeatedly playing back old shit. And it's like, people are going to get your shit and they're going to keep replaying it. So it is forever. It is. Definitely is. But a bunch of people got it. That's how we got these screenshots. These videos probably don't even exist anymore. The Asian mindset is true problem here. The man is technically innocent. To an Asian person, or I'm kind of misunderstanding the statement. The Asian mindset is the true problem here. The man is technically innocent. I wouldn't say that. I don't know if you're Korean or Japanese, not claiming to know what the language is that you have on your thing, but in both countries, that would be unacceptable. All the behavior we discussed, it would all be unacceptable. The one thing that I find weird is a lot of the parents that are standing around in his videos where their daughters are out there, they don't say nothing. And the man is coming on to them right in front of them. And it's just weird. But as I'm to understand, a lot of these parents want their kids with foreigners. And so I don't know if they think it's the beginning of a dating thing, but he doesn't exactly always announce that he's married and this and that. So they probably just think he's a freestanding vlogger. Yeah, I would say so. If it isn't one thing, it's the other. Most Filipinos put all the expats in the same basket as this creep. Makes it bad for the rest of us. Yeah, they do. You'd be surprised how many of them already throw me in a basket. Oh, well, you're not innocent of a past. You're not innocent of this. I'm like, oh, dude, are you kidding me right now? You've said things about the country. You've said, no, not even close to the same. No. Regardless if he deleted the videos, YouTube has them. Yeah. Yep. And reporting them will get him demonetized. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Sydney, Australia? And hello to our people. If you live in an Asian country, you need to respect the Asian mindset, respect the people around you. Yeah. I mean, as I've said before, when I've been in moods or whatever, swings up and down, I'm like, shit, I'm not here to promote tourism. And don't go on about you can't this and you can't that. There's limits. And I understand there are rules and laws. And it's something that people should get a wake up call from this, because they're just going to keep tightening down. Although it does appear here in the Philippines, a lot of it just goes out the window too. Like this e-trike thing, enforcement is a major thing. It's funny. There are about, I don't know, I throw out numbers, 20, 30 other vloggers that people have been complaining about in the list that has been sent to us. This person, that person. Yeah, they're all bad channels, but all those others haven't been investigated at all. So it's funny how they do grab somebody like him, and then this is happening. But it looks like a lot of the females are coming forward. They must not have on this other guy. So there must have been a breaking point for the people. I love it that you tell it like it is. I have to. I'm not trying to make any friends. See, the problem with when George is here, he's always like, well, maybe, and yeah, and I'm like, I'll just say it. I can't help myself, and I'm just going to say it. And I told him, I said, I'm not here to make friends. We're not here to maintain subscribers. We're not here to sit there and tell you what you guys want to, and you don't gain friends or subscribers this way. A bunch of y'all didn't like all my cussing the last time, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, you've been cussing more, and you're a potty mouth, and we're just not going to watch it. Then don't fucking watch me. It's simply amazing that you can evidently tell that this channel is not like strolling in money, or we would have a new truck and car out there also. Okay. And we would have moved to a bigger house with a swimming pool like a bunch of the Dumaguete guys are. Okay. Not all them guys got big pensions. It's because some of their channels are banking. Okay. Probably next would have been building this guy a house. This guy definitely was on a bankroll, but you guys aren't, we're not here for that. I'm not here for that. I use this as a social platform, literally for socializing. Whether George is here or not, the live streams happen a couple times a week, and we show you our regular life. Right, pussycats? Hi, what's wrong with you? Huh? What are you doing down there? Yeah. It's just where it is. I thought about that a bunch here lately. And like, you ain't gonna keep no subscribers talking like that. Don't care. How's Jolene and baby boy? No more grab eats almost every night. Driving without seat belts. Good baby boy still alive. Hope he learns from this. That is a big baby. He's cute as shit, but that is a big kid. She must constantly. That's a big kid. Yep, undesirable. Hey, Second Wind, what's going on? Yeah, George is not always here. I've been talking that for a year. George will either appear or he won't. He's out and about. Hey, what's going on, Mickey? We used to be together. We used to do like live streams 5 times a week. And we used to do a bunch during the pandemic. We had a video or a live stream every day and at least 4 or 5 live streams a week. We just totally slowed down. There's no reason. So George spends more time with his uncle and family, and that's where he is now. So like I said, he'll be here Saturday to do the live with me. So he'll be back later. He could walk in the middle of this. There's been plenty of times I said he wouldn't be back, and he's done his visit and running around town, and he shows up. So, yeah. Oh, he's a narcissist straight up. I was trying to see if any of y'all wanted to do the panel. Get through the comments. I hope they recover the deleted videos. They should be able to. It's in their server. He thinks that it's not, but there's been plenty of times. I just seen one of those cop shows where a like 29 or 30-year-old counselor has been meeting up with one of the middle school students. And he was out in the woods with her and everything, and find out that the guy told her he was like 18 or 19. It was weird. And I don't think she went to the same school. He was one at another school. And turns out they've been dating a long time. He had been buying her vapes and giving her marijuana and meeting up and doing stuff on his school property and her school property and in the back of their car. Turns out the guy was married. And they ended up arresting him finally because they disappeared in the night, picked up the girl and went somewhere. But anyways, got busted and everything. And it was just insane. But they recovered his shit. They recovered his messages on his phone. They recovered his TikTok that he tried to delete. And so, yes, it's possible for them to go in and get all this stuff. People think because they delete their stuff on their phones that they won't get it. Yes, they will now. Correct. The only time that doesn't count on that is for you as the vlogger. So once you delete it, if somebody's already pre-recorded your content and then you try to report them using it, it's kind of hard to recover sometimes. But they have it, but you have to be able to know, a bunch of stuff. But once it's off of your platform, you can't do anything about it. They can if it's dealing with a police investigation. So, yeah. Most definitely ZR1. Hey, what's going on? Second win. Nope, it'll all be in there for sure. They will probably come and get him at night like that dude in Mindanao. Yeah, street justice. That's what happened. There was multi things. That just wasn't a kidnapping going bad. That was planned. Since then, it's been said her family was involved. We said that back then. They said there was some minors involved. There was a lot of weird shit going on. He was loaning money. It was a couple big loans out. They maybe not wanted to pay it. Might have been friends of friends that got the loan. It was a total shit show. He died that night. That body that washed up on shore. It is what it is. The one that showed up, we said it was him. It's, amen. That's what I say. Definitely. Hey, Black Grandpa. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, because on his thing, it clearly states he's a 50-year-old. It goes 50-year-old expat. That dude is not 34, 36. He's just not. No way. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I think we had addressed that earlier. They leave a lot of channels up. So here's Ren. They said he's 36. So again, I'm not sure why he does not look like a 36-year-old. He looks way older than 36. That is the oldest 36-year-old that I've ever seen. He's aged really bad. No. And it just seems to be greed got to him. Like, the money's rolling in. People are sending him hundreds of dollars at a time. Money coming on multi TikToks and Facebook and YouTube 100%. The money was more than probably 2 pensions coming in at those numbers. And he was his own worst enemy to just keep feeding the people, whether he believed in it, was living that life or whatever. Who is 100% to say? It could have just been he was just feeding people, but not really involved. But it sure looked like he was involved. Giving kids vapes and the alleged drunk girl in the car and the beach or whatever. It's just weird. It looks like he was living that life. Then, like I said, he must have been lying. Hey, vlogging life. In the situation most knew from a few vlogs a long time ago was not passing the vibe feel. Small content creators struggling. Yeah, but we'll have longevity. Yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, it seemed like in 2020 people were in some sort of race over here. When the country reopened, every other guy stepping off the plane. Oh, here I am in Dumaguete. Here I am this. And then the content just plummeted. Well, there was some shit content back then. We all put it out. It's a matter of, live and learn and, what you're putting into it, what you're trying to create. But just to say there is no creativity is also wrong. There's a lot of people that are learning along the way. And there are some that don't want to edit, they don't want to that, and that's up to them on their content. They upload it, and a lot of people are happy with the natural content. Those channels do thrive. But it also makes those documentary people just, they don't want to, they just aren't going to put it out, and then some do it anyways. We still put effort into our editing, and now we just choose what to put out because the algorithm has really plummeted and become really upside down the last couple of years. So we don't even try to fight the algorithm anymore. So if we only get 1,000 views, it's like, yeah, we expected that. It's the same content. As a matter of fact, we've upped our antes from a few years ago where we got 4,000 views. We did this. It has nothing to do with our mouths or whatever. It really doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. We did the same thing, the bitching, the griping, the fighting on air. None of this has changed. Same thing. It's just there's so much available stuff to watch, and it's how they push the videos is what's really changed. So it doesn't matter if he deleted the videos because YouTube will have yeah, that is for sure. Philippines making an example. They're hammering next door. I don't even have no idea what they're doing. They are true monsters in the Philippines that nobody talks about, real criminals. Yeah, someone said that too. They're like, oh, this is going on. Not saying you specifically. Oh, all this going on, and you guys have no idea the real criminals, which I have said before. When everybody was witch hunting regular guy, I said, you guys have no idea. He's like a baby compared to the rest of these creeps here. There's some nasty shit going on here in the Walking Street area, and you got underage girls, you got these bars that know it, all of them, not just Filipino owned. We're talking. Are you serious right now, TT? What are you doing up here? You're not supposed to be up here, huh? What are you doing up here, huh? You need to get down. Come on. I told you every morning she does this. This cat is like ADHD and hyperactive. She's the only cat that you can't get her attention. And she'll be up here like 30, 40 times in the morning. And she doesn't stop moving. Like almost all night, she's hyperactive. What's wrong, honey? You can't keep getting up here on the desk. Be good girl. Down. But yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit going on all over the Philippines. You got families that are exposing their own kids on cameras. They're selling them at hotel rooms. Sure, it's a small, that's what people keep pointing out. It's like, hey, so-and-so did it. Well, Heidi did it, and this person did it. And they're all over the place. It's like, wow, okay. But it doesn't mean that it's okay. And it doesn't mean that you won't get caught as a vlogger or whatever. But it does still show that, it's okay for it to do it. So the next guy will arrive here in the Philippines and try to do the same thing. There'll only be somebody to replace him, and he'll just go off somewhere else. Hey, Bruce, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That is true. Good morning, Bruce. He would be very bad at a carnival guessing ages. He is in his mid-30s. There is no way he can do this to other countries. Yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that. Can he do it in your country? I remember a time for content purposes, he went to Cebu, but people ignored him. He went back to Dumaguete. He probably did, because certain areas of the Philippines, they definitely wouldn't have anything to do. So you identify as a hippo. Me too. I learned hippos are all muscle, right? Howard Stern was very popular before he became butthurt crybabies. Before everybody. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like Richard Pryor and some of these other comedians. Robin Williams. What is the other guy that used to tell people how it was? People my mom used to listen to. And it's like, listen to Richard Pryor cussing all that shit. You got a problem with me doing it? You guys probably laugh at everything he says. I get you think it is. And if you're here and you don't like it, then again, please leave. Because, we make a whole, if we get stickers, we're lucky to make $25, $30 for a total of a live stream. And then there's taxes, and we pay a tax man every couple months. No way. She just came up on the desk again. So it's like, when you think about Richard Pryor and stuff, yeah, it's like, get over it. And then you got the butthurt babies, oh, I'm going to sue you. And, oh my God, I'm going to this and that. And it's like, it's because, it's true. Or it's because of, it's like, I agree that once you put yourself in the game, you have to actually, accept what's in there and stuff. So kind of crazy. And then there's other shit. So thank you, Bruce, for being a member. 100%. We've known Bruce for a long time. I broke my toe today. Are you kidding me right now? Here she is again. See what I mean? She's back already. No, you're not getting back up on the table, sweetie. No, no, no. The toe rags defending this bloke don't even live in the Philippines and have no idea how things work. As I can see recently on the channels and reading the comments, some of them are. And some of them are married. And, I will side apologize. The other day when I mentioned him, I said, oh, must be a Trump supporter. And I probably should have kept that to myself. Because there are 20 different things the president's doing right now. And I shouldn't have said that because there are other people that are not, that actually believe in it. So I will take that part of it back. But it's kind of odd. I do feel when you see them in the rooms and they're doing that, I believe they're just trolling also because they'll go into another live and they'll say something totally different. So I think it's just, and remember, never trust. Okay, a lot of the live streams that hit hundreds and hundreds at a time, like when Tim K had 500 or 600, the numbers didn't seem right, and then you would see a lot of odd comments, and then you have people creating accounts just to come in and bully. So they were just saying anything to get things going, and people will pay people to come in just to do that. So it's kind of like the fake accounts online for the presidential elections on the Democrat and Republican sides. It was kind of odd, and there's a bunch of fake accounts on that on multiple channels. Dealing with different subjects like, Trump or Biden or things dealing with the Philippines or whatever. It turns out they're running out of Russia or, I can't trust anything with AI right now. So it could be part of people in here or AI bots. Who knows? People could be AIing all these responses and putting them in here. Who knows? Well, then he is. So again, why did he refer himself? Go look at his page. It refers himself 50 years old. So I guess he just trolled himself. So, okay. Well, then he just really looks rough for his age. So that means I'm old enough to be his mother then. So, wow, that is really scary. Are you making a sandwich? All right, guys, I put the link up. Again, if you can't show your face when you're on the live, and I will look at your account. If it's a brand new account, I'm not letting people in. Them tend to be trollish accounts. Most of the people that are our regulars and that I've seen on other channels have accounts that are 7, 8 years old or 2 or 3, and I understand people open accounts. So it needs to be serious people only and on the subject. So we've had odd people come in and scream out abortion stuff or come in here and try to say false information. And we're just not talking about like where they feel they're right about something. So we're not going to have that. And we're not going to have certain people hide behind there that we've banned from our account. So for this reason, it's ruined it for everybody. So I will take serious people on that want to come into the live. You don't have to be, against him, for him, or whatever. Just what your opinion is on the entire subject, how expat vloggers should act. Is there a responsibility? Is he guilty? Is he innocent? Has he already been judged? Since his information's been in front of the president and in front of the council, and he's been called that in Dumaguete alone, What do you guys think is actually going to happen? And again, we're going to try to get a few people on permanently on Saturday and see if any additional information comes up the next few days. It seems to think he is right. He is a foreigner on a tourist, a U.S. who overstayed his welcome. Now that's gone public with authorities, he will be made an example. Yeah, all of it. They said everything is on the table. His tax and licensing, his tourist status. They're saying, let's see the exact words. I just had it here a minute ago. They're actually, one of the things is they're saying it's a human rights violation. He's now been said persona non grata and anti-cyber law violations, and it'll just go from there. Seems like other vloggers are jealous of him because he's successful. Yeah, Mark, of what? What are we? Okay, you sound like someone who's left a comment. Why don't you tell me what we are jealous of, because we're covering something that all the other people are covering today? Jealous of what? Jealous of what? What brings in jealousy, and what actually, what actually pertains, to actually what? I mean, it kind of doesn't make any sense. Jealous of what? What is happiness? What does make somebody jealous? I'm not jealous of anything. This channel is not jealous because the man's out there doing things and because he has multi cars and it was mentioned and all that. That doesn't bring happiness. So that is for sure. Let's see. 1 second here. I see someone in here. I don't know why. Now, this is new for us to add somebody in here, so I'm trying to bring you in here. There we go. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Just hanging out. Just me and my like 5 pussies here. So what's up?
I'm just living the dream, getting some stuff put in the truck.
So what do you think of the whole situation?
I think he's a tard and is going to get what he gets. But my thing with all this, is now he's going to leave another single mom left to struggle on her own. It's like, because he's going to get his ass kicked out of here, plain and simple.
And he's going to ruin 2 lives at this point.
Yeah. So, but, you break the law, you pay the price.
Yep. So, and there's been enough of them for sure. That's pretty good scenery you got going on there. What do you think would happen in your home country if they did that in your city or your state?
Yeah. Well, like you said, I'm surprised he hadn't been elevated. I'm like up in the mountains somewhere. So there's this little upholstery shop in the middle of nowhere that I'm now getting new seat covers done. So
how much does that cost to get that done?
I don't remember off the top of my head. But see, like right now I have just the ugly black. And I'm getting like red and black ones done so I can get rid of some of the black heat. So
gonna get a different color?
Yeah, it's gonna be red and black. So you can sort of see them here.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Just roaming around for the day.
Have you watched any other content from other vloggers that have been talking about it? And what do you think about that?
So the only one I've really watched was Asia Now, because I sort of like the way he does the news stuff.
You're talking about Alex, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess his name's Alex.
Yeah, we've interviewed him before. We have contact with him.
Yeah. So I like how he just talks about what the news is, and he did a short clip the day you guys did the last live, and then I guess yesterday he did another one basically showing the same video you guys showed. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, you do stupid things. I mean, granted, I live here in the Philippines. There's a lot of things that irritate me, and I would love to run over. I don't know how many moped drivers or trike drivers, but you just can't do it.
Right. And we all get frustrated. You got to admit, it's funny when George gets pissed off. Like when he got pissed off at the Grab driver and he's pissed off about the neighbor messing with the car situation in the parking. It's like, man, them are your people. But there are limits and stuff. You know what I mean? You're going to get frustrated just like you do in your home country. I get it. But sometimes these vloggers go way too far. And I just don't think it's a persona. Like some of them, I think they put on a show and you can kind of tell when they're putting on a show. That's something totally different.
Yeah.
This guy is acting everything out and he's doing it in front of the world.
Yeah, and like you said in some of the videos and stuff, he literally has to touch everybody, and it's like,
Have you noticed how
I
he
don't get it.
manhandles? Yeah, he manhandles everybody. Would you want that for your daughter or your sister or your mother? Could you imagine your dad doing that to your mom? My mom would have slapped the shit out of my dad at that point.
Yeah,
And I get people, oh, it's because you're just, you're a beefy girl, Heidi. No, nobody wants to be handled like that.
yeah,
It's
it's
just,
like,
it's degrading.
yeah. So, well, that's about all I got to say with the creep. To me, he's just another regular guy, just on another level. I mean,
A different level, yeah, but not quite the same. Although he asked a lot of ages and panned cameras, I think a lot of regular guys' stories and what appears to be, and now he just does lives. Just because he's down on Walking Street doesn't make him. There's a ton of people down there, but not at this level. I mean, there's
yeah,
tons of other channels at that level, so it's not even close to the same. It's his channel's been called creepiness because of that, and there are people hunting him down. I get it, but not even close. And it
yeah,
appears to be that he has curved a lot of that now, not the way he used to. What is it, about 2 years ago? It was really kind of crazy. So I get why
yeah,
people are upset. It is still unacceptable to a level. And he did the travel vlogs and stayed with just showing that. And now he just parks himself in other areas and just does regular vlogs now. So at least
yeah,
he's taken heed to what's going on. Like this guy has been warned for years and he's still doing it and got caught. So
yeah. Well, my plan when I got here was to take the mystery machine, the Scooby Doo van, riding around, doing vlogging and all that kind of stuff. And I start thinking, is it
maybe
worth the
hand a little
hassle?
candy out.
Yeah,
You could come get George. He'll hand candy out. That'd be creepy.
yeah.
That's what George says. He goes, I hope he's not going to go around that van handing out candy to kids.
Well, I have a bunch of toys and stuff that I do hand out, but it's more to the people that I know and stuff. So, but yeah, I decided no, video and life and is not gonna be for me. I'll just be a sexy troll.
I hear you. I hear you, man. I mean, like George said, there's nothing
No,
wrong to
I,
a small level of helping people. Like you said, you hand out toys, some candy, you buy a meal or two for like an old guy that's standing next to you at a food stand or something. But if you go to a huge level, like handing out stuff all the time and money and large items, you do have to get permission through the Philippine government, even if it is just three people and a couple items. So and you're not supposed to hand out money and food to the homeless and stuff. It has to be done in a certain way. You learn what you can and can't do. Just like George said, one time he was on the e-trike and he literally handed out candy and he let kids on the bike. And I was like, oh, here we go. And this was during that regular guy situation. I said, great. They're all going to say you're like regular guy, right? He said, not the same. And we know the parents. So people, if there's some background to it, there's a little different. But this guy didn't know the parents. He doesn't. It just got weird. It got weird with George.
well, George isn't a creeper. Only Ricky is.
Right. Yeah, Ricky's the creep. So, right. Hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave the chat. Let somebody else come in and yell at you guys.
All right. Well, appreciate you dropping in. We'll see you the next time.
All right, later. Bye.
All right, later, guy. All right, so it looks like I'm learning how to use this. So, interesting. Actually, I think since this software, that's the first one. So, there it is. And that's Second Wind. I believe that was Second Wind. I get the accounts mixed up. But yeah, he's got a mystery machine, a Scooby Doo. It's cool as hell. He's got a little van and everything. It's cool. It really is. Oh, Victoria's in the house. What is going on, Victoria? Let me see if I can find her. I could see her in the mom. Oh, Barker, you a little butthurt. You're riding off his fame is what it means. It's for clicks and views. I don't know if it's what he means. Are you? I'm missing something totally, but I don't know if that's addressed to us or other people, or you're addressing somebody else that said it. But whether it's you or somebody else, they all say that. And so you're telling me, to whoever, that every subject covered in the world, news people covering it, they're just riding off the tail of Sean Penn or Donald Trump, and they're all just riding on the coattails for money, whatever. And then he is exploiting the Filipinas for the money, which is 100,000 times worse. We and other vloggers are going to cover it. I promise you, the 10 vloggers around us that are into any kind of drama have been covering this. Bet you don't go in there and say that to them. You, whoever, or wherever that was directed. Oh, Baker, I think you were talking about this guy saying jealous of the success. Yeah, back at you too. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, are you butthurt too? He's not 50. Sorry, fatty. Coming from a person with what appears to be a real photo, huh? That's all you got? What's actually evident is that I'm fat? Good one. So I take it you're a supporter of the guy, huh? Oh, wow. Next. The cats want some airtime, right? Hey, Victor Coco, what's going on? Bookham and Dano and Panay is in the house. Now I'm coming up from the bottom. Regular guy is going to be in big trouble. He actually pauses his videos on every girl and takes in any one of them to report him to the authorities. That's insane. Also, it just takes any of them. It's just a matter of time. And that's what Sunshine was saying. Yes, any of them can report you for anything. Anybody can report you for anything. But again, that's anywhere. And yes, he, over the years, has been said to be doing that. Yes. And has actually done it. He does. And he makes the comments too. And he has asked the ages. Sim is a useless as a screen door on a submarine. Yeah, it might actually help. Yes, as I said earlier for my opening statement, yes, they're going to have respect, and there's got to be like 100%, and that's not going on for him. You have to take what you get, but he never accepted that, and you really got a crappy feeling from many of his videos. Yeah, Encounter from Young Girl, yes. It was really weird, yeah. I love the country and culture. I've been with my partner for 2.5 years who works there. What's happened is very sad. The real victims, are the children, because he goes too far. Right, like I said, regular guy didn't expose his wife's breast as they're breastfeeding a baby, and it's always put on air. And don't say it's natural, so he's recording and it just happened to. No, when your wife is sitting there and then you flip on a camera and then you don't edit that out more better, then that's a problem. When you are handing vapes, alcohol, showing drunk girls, calling them prostitutes based on tattoos, always in the face, always asking an age, oh, you'll be ripe in a little bit. No, all of it was wrong. All of it is wrong. And those that call names to me and those that are offended, fuck you. Fuck you, because I'm not going to support that shit. Not going to, ain't trying to make friends with you. Go off to another channel where somebody won't butt hurt your ass. Because you're not going to get that support here. Oh, she won't put up my shit because she's against it. No, go ahead. I put your shit up. Fatty's all you got. Why don't you go join those other trolls somewhere else? Go sit around, oh, these people are fat and these people are old and they're this and that. You ain't got shit. My God, grow the fuck up. More than likely you're in your 60s and fat as fuck yourself. Not my friend. Don't care. Ain't trying to be your friend. Right? 1,000 screenshots at Meloku. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. If he wants to come on Saturday, because he's got a whole story and how long he's been doing it. I have not researched everything on it to see, and I'm probably not going to. It's so if he wants to come on and say, hey, I filed this and I did that, seems like he's been working on this case for quite some time. So yeah, I need to go back up to the top because I'm going from there and going upwards and I'm missing the context to these. That's why when I said, did you mean that or that? And then I realized it wasn't him. It was a previous person that said something. So I'm going backwards right now. I don't think so, because that was just him being served recently. So, but I mean, no, I know other channels are saying he's been deported or he's been arrested officially. He's not that we're aware of, but anything's possible. So, yeah, he's cooked. So, yeah, 10-13. He also has a video on YouTube where he was telling his wife about selling MJ and scamming. Yeah, that was a while. He said it was like when he was 17 and 18. And when I heard people say that, I'm like, well, shit, yeah. Hey, guys, calm down. Going nuts. It's okay, Mary. They're just going nuts. Cats playing around. That he did say it was when he was 18, selling cell phones and scamming people on fake phones, which doesn't really help his character either. But I understand it was a long time ago. He had the right to change his life, as I've said before. Okay, for the trolls watching. People do change, but when you continue the same goddamn bad behavior, that's different. That's different. I can't even begin to tell you. It's like, well, everybody has a pass. You got a pass. This happened. I'm like, yeah, shit, 20, 25 years ago. What are you talking about? It's like, it does, but does the bad behavior continue? The answer is no. But for this dude, looks like a bunch of shit is still happening. Got to change it. Bruce, I dropped the link, but this was 40 minutes ago. You may not be in there. And there's the sticker. I'm just reaching that. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephen. Yeah, he told people to just pay, which can get you in major trouble. Do not pay a local person's to get your documents. I would not attempt it. Others will tell you to do it. And you do. You have the right to freedom of speech. You sure do, Mark. Nobody said you didn't. We all do. Most definitely. Stephen, do you know if he had a license? He hit a cement truck while he was vlogging. The insurance denied his claim. He was at fault. It's coming. Street justice is here. It's possible. Not sure what for. YouTube monitor. It's kind of a weird name. Further up, maybe, but I'm going backwards, so not sure what that was about. Yeah, Linda's just saying she definitely knows. On his YouTube channel, yeah, he's offering $20 that gives a one-time personal chat behind the scenes. Yeah, he does that on his other one too. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back down. Oh, okay. So someone said that he didn't. Okay, there's multi stories out there, but I'll read your statement. It says here because he did not get the girl drunk. He went to a place where people were drinking and she drank with them. I'm not a fan, but in context, she was trying to get home and she fell asleep in the water. So he was trying to help a drunk girl, which still is not probably a good idea, but I understand. Okay, so now I'm going to go back down. Sim has barely the high school diploma. I have a PhD. He lives in a third world rented house. I live in the US network, 125 million. I'm the one reporting him to the president, Mello Who. Are you saying that is your account, Mello Cool? No one is jealous of Estonian from a village walking in slums, barely speaking English. You know, there's quite a few channels besides Melon that's gone through and said that they either knew him or that this was going on. He's embarrassed. He's been hiding. He's been, who's to say for sure. You're welcome. And hey, Victoria. Doing good, Raymond. Expect from being sugar overloaded from yesterday. Man, I was like this close from ordering donuts this morning. I said, nope, can't do it. I absolutely have to stay out of the sugar and salt monster bag right now, for sure. So I officially have more tests. I went to the doctor this past Monday and they just ordered up a bunch of tests, but they added more water pills and everything from all the water weight and from being sick, and which are now really messing with me. But I'll have a bunch of more tests on Monday. But yeah, I got to stay away from the sugar and salt, guys. He often was acting intrusive. That's what it felt like to me, and that's where the offense comes in. I emailed him and he said, take screenshots and make me famous. And I did. Yeah. He sent 100 curse email asking me to make stories about. Here's the crazy part is that I love you, regular guy, but I'm sure you're about ready to get slightly offended. They said that's what regular guy was doing. And I'm not going to agree or disagree. I'm going to stay neutral on this. When all that went down with them bunch of dark trolls and Andy and all them, they said that they got trolled. Basically, that's what they wanted. And the same here. If you all think that you're putting something out that I'm going to lose sleep at night or that you're sending me something talking about I'm going to do this and that, you ain't doing nothing but promoting me, baby. I really don't care. And then they think they get smarter by doing other shit. But the same with him, it could be. He might have wanted you to do this, even if it means being thrown out of the country. He's making a ton of money right now and he doesn't care. So for us, if it's one troll, it's another troll, it's another channel that's created. And then those people, like the people that are in the room now, a lot of you guys don't watch anyways. You just want to see if I'm going to mess up. You just want to see what I'm going to say. You want to see if we have anything new for your channel. There's multiple reasons why people watch, and they're more than welcome. But something tells me he might have wanted that. It's, but that's what they said about regular guy, that all of that was just, they got trolled in the end, which technically I believe they did. He became twice, 3 times as popular, and his popularity is skyrocketed over everybody. So it's just where it is. He wasn't helping with money, like maybe a few pesos, a few times in front of the camera. Yeah, we have a food video where George went out and about, and that's what he did. He got overloaded with the halo and all the sugar and everything. And we'll probably put that video out in about a week. We're trying to release one a week of some sort of regular video, but he went to like a food stand and sat down and ate and was showing his food and his little trip there. But He was all sugared out when he got home. I live in BGC with my beautiful brown skinned Morena Filipina, and I'm glad we don't have a lot of riffraffs located here because it's expensive. I hear you. Heidi and George, keep up the great work that you guys do. 2 thumbs up, my friend. Thank you, Samuel. I like how you handle your bashers. We've been doing it for a while. Initially, we were told we didn't do it well, and over the years, I've had my ups and downs where I fought every single people in the room, and well, not every single person, and they don't like the way I respond really, and you adjust. I've had my good moments and bad moments. We've had, it's just where it is. So it's they're not renting space in my head. So Sim is definitely a man child. Oh, okay. Never been to that part. I'm just chilling in Manila, looking forward to going to. Is that Masa Beach? Thanks for covering the topic. Hey, what's going on, Richie Rich? I'm amazed that there are so many people defending his actions. Yeah, I would say that. And I would hope the ones that covered him in the last couple of days that were semi standing up, they're seeing now that they are official, things. And like I said, I believe this Filipina, the one that just did a 3-part series that said that he's dating women online at the same time. And then he meets up with them and he tries to record them. Some of those women, I believe that he's walking around with that looks like he just found them on the street. They're not. They're actually, he picks them up at their places where he's left them or at their house. It's kind of crazy. This guy is a piece of work for real. But I'm going to have George decipher that for Saturday, and I'm going to try to get her to come on and some other people and see, what their opinion is as we wait to see what they're going to do with them. This is the reason why we do our videos from the home studio and stay off the streets. We used to be a lot more on the streets. George used to do a lot more, and we used to do a lot more like where we were at the mall and this and that. And then when they reiterated an old law about putting cameras in Filipinos' faces and the anti-busto, and they start going through all that shit again, a lot of people freaked out, and then they're like, oh, that's not what the law means. Just ask them to be removed. And then people continue to vlog and ignore the Philippine law and then people like recently, like, oh, well, Heidi and George, you still got people in your camera. So don't talk about Sim when you guys are out there with people in the background. We actually had somebody sass us this morning or yesterday and said, so why did you just put a random woman in your thumbnail then and not your wife? Or why didn't you put Heidi in there instead? And it's like, dude, we'll do whatever we want on our thumbnails. And we actually answered back because it was auto generated. So they found it to be the best photo. So we left it up there. So, and we get permission when we go to those restaurants. We ask these people. When we walk into the stores in the mall, we do. And we usually get shot down. The other ones just sneak their cameras in now. They sneak them into the bars. They sneak them into, it's just ridiculous. So, yeah, that's why we went to live streams because it's just too much trying to get the people out and about. And we've always done live streams when nobody else was doing live streams 5 years ago. I can think about Philly and I don't know 5 years ago exactly. I think our Philippine Journey was doing them on the occasion, but we were doing them on a daily basis. We were helping people. Okay. And those people continue to stick around, continue to contact us. And they're people that were looking for help. We would sit there and do the free talks on the videos with them. And we helped a lot of people get here. And this is why we created the channel. Now that everybody's here and they're following their own thing, we just continue to cover topics in our lives. And when fucked up expats and these couples, these things continue to happen, we cover them now. And it's like, it's what we've done. So we did all that stuff that we see all the topics that you do. We went through a lot of those. And recently we purged a bunch of videos because they're years old and they're out of date. So we do them on the occasion, but we just don't because they back in the day, we could have got 10,000 views on something like that, but not anymore. So, and it's kind of a mixed bag, to do that and then do these type of topics. So we just you kind of sometimes have to choose one or the other. Hey, Thera, good morning. How much is lab work? Well, here's the shit. Depends on where you go to. The heart specialist that I'm going to is closer to me is still Clark Medical Center, the hospital, and where I was. So there's one over there at Clark Medical and the one that I went to the other day. So to get absolutely every panel can range from about $40 up to about 190. And for the Philippines, that's a lot of money. Like one of them wants 9,000 pesos and the other one wants 6,800. That's a big price difference too at two different laboratories for the same test. And I'm like, wow, you're trying to charge a Filipino 10,000 for just a basic panel, some it's like lipid cholesterol, it's a CBC Kim 7. They're testing me like I'm diabetic, like they're running every sugar test on me, which, I could have answered him on that one, but I guess he needs to see with his own eyes. And he could have got my last results, but I guess I could have turned diabetic overnight. But yeah, 9,000 right now. It's 6,800 to 9,000 to get all the blood work done, pesos. So, which is up to $180. So, the EKG is going to cost between 400 and 600 pesos, which is under $10, $11. They're asking on the chest X-ray, same thing. It's going to be about $13. These things would cost $100, $200, $300. I can't even tell you what they'd be in your country. And then the echocardiogram that they're going to do it's on sale. It's either $80 or $40. I happen to catch them on a $40 day, so I'm lucky. So all the tests, are inexpensive. So it does start to get like old for us, being we're on X amount, like budget to, do all the self pay plus the new medications, but we're still okay on that. So that's something people need to plan for as expats, is that if you're all self pay, this stuff can flip the other way. But I knew with my autoimmune issue and family history of congestive heart failure that I was looking at some issues. I just didn't think it would be this soon. So. Is it possible that YouTube will cancel his channel? Not on his own, not if people don't report him. So what it is if you find the video to be offensive and they review it and then find multiple things to be offensive, then they'll get rid of the channel. Because recently, honest, and I'm going to be honest because I've been wanting to say this, Carrie Tasty Travels, her channel got canceled again. And she started another channel, a third channel in a year again. People are reporting her. And so she claims that someone hijacked her channel again, that they claim they were the owners and they took it from her. I don't know how that's possible unless she gave ownership to somebody and then they were managing it, which does happen, by the way, and then they took it. But why would she give management rights to somebody when she had the previous ones taken? So in less than 90 days, 6 months, maybe 3 months to 6 months, she's lost another channel. They took her channel because of what's happened recently. A bunch of people reported her for handing out things without permits and harassing that homeless guy, and all of a sudden her channel disappeared. There were people leaving messages in her comment section that said, "You're harassing the guy, you're doing this, you're a creep, you're following these people around with cameras that are homeless expats." And she probably got reported by a bunch of people. She told everybody she was at the DGI store holding up a new camera like this that cost $600 US. And she says, although I lost my channel, I still got my DJI camera. And I'm like, wow. So you've been collecting money, you and your boyfriend, multiple channels, multiple Facebooks, and then you're going to brag you got yourself a $600 camera. It was weird and wild because a lot of people sent us messages. Her channel disappeared. I'm like, it's not surprising. So can they? Yes, but people have to do it. They're just not going to randomly go look for it. No. But Carrie got canceled again and opened up another channel again. Siim Roosipuu is a bozo and his supporters are too. Yeah, anybody supporting him or defending him, in my opinion, there is no innocent point. A couple days ago, you all could have got on board for content because those that were on board saying he was innocent until proven guilty. Now there's other stuff out. Now you're going to ride back the other way, pedal backwards in your boat and say, "Oh, well, is he really guilty?" And then they'll keep this up for about a month, as we will cover. When he gets arrested, we will cover him and keep on. And so it's, oh, you're milking the cow. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like the rest of them, we're going to cover this content. But anybody supporting him at this point is kind of, it's just kind of weird. Victoria. Heidi, stay healthy as always. We love your channel. Thank you so much. Trying. It's not easy. It's kind of crazy. These tests will show a lot more in the x-rays will show. I mean, I've had x-rays and the blood work that is indicating everything wrong, but these new tests will show how bad. So, I mean, I already know there's serious problems, but I still am fine. I still get around. I still go out. I still walk. I have my bad days where I feel like I've got a flu, but no, I'm doing really good. Oh, that's you guys going back and forth. My favorite band is Rush. I love Rush. Ozzy, yep, Korn, Rob Zombie, Slayer, and many others. Yeah, I hear you. I'm planning on moving there in 4 years. Blood work here costs $150. Okay, 7 years ago. I haven't had one since. It depends. If they're running all the panels, you could probably get it done for that. But you'd want to check around like I did. Like I thought the heart doctor was crazy at $6,900, which is about $150. But this other one that has cheaper tests for the other three wants to charge me almost 10,000 pesos for the same blood work. And think about that. There are people here barely making 15 and 20,000 pesos. How can you charge me almost, actually it's more than our rent. How am I going to pay you for blood work more than rent? So we're in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it'll cost more than my rent. And so it just freaked me out. I was like, I get it seems like being a cheapskate, but I'm like, you want me to pay for blood work that's more than my rent? But yet to see a cardiologist specialist was only $12. Something seems off. And so the costs are accelerating here on things. So like if they go to do stents, it can range from 300 something thousand, 6,000 US, probably up to 12,000 US. But if you go to the US and have that done and pay cash, you're going to pay probably 4 or 5 times more. And it could be done at a good hospital here. So, but I'm hoping it doesn't get down to that. Stents or valve replacement or something, then I would be going back to the US for a few months. Like George said, it'd probably be more like 6 months. But at least I have the ability. I have shit money for ticket, family I can stay with, and yeah. Nope, that is true. I had blood sugar and urine test. Yeah, all of it is in there, was 800. Yeah, no, see, they want all that is in there. I don't have the list here in front of me, but it's the whole crap load. The CBC, Chem 7, all the urine tests, all the glucose, CG, or hey guys, calm down. Calm down, guys. Oh, that's because something fell. Calm down, guys. One of the stuffed animals fell down on a box and it freaked him out. Guys, calm down. Every time something happens, you guys get all freaked out. I've mentioned this before, but I am 54 years old. So it is a strange question, but I guess people are wondering because we were talking about ages because I said he looks really old. So, and I guarantee try to pull up people that are 54, but I'm sure you guys will say you've seen much younger people. I'm not saying I look young. And my medical conditions are definitely aging me 100%, but it could be he does too. Who knows? I'm not really into heavy rock, though I do listen to some. Don't ask me which ones. Victoria. Okay, so remember, I think you were telling me about the blood work the other day in Messenger, and I was like, wow, you paid that much. No, that's how much our people want. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I'm going to have to do a GoFundMe just to pay for my blood work. Guys, we're crowdfunding my medical. Might as well. You all want to simp and pay $400 for a pair of shoes for Rasputo's wife. That just doesn't make any sense. Even if you are a simp, why, if that is the man's wife that just had a baby that's carrying around a baby, why would you guys fund that based on him being just such a great guy? It's just weird. It's weird. But it may be weird to you guys to fund me. So who knows? Who knows? I don't think his wife's going to die without those shoes. If I don't get this blood work, it could happen. So go ahead. Ah, shit. I said that to George the other day. He walked out to get something. He goes, I'll see you later, baby. I said, yeah, I'll try not to die on you. And he says, stop saying that. Because we're dark like all day long. We say some weird shit to each other. So I'll try not to die on you when I'm gone. When you're gone. Heidi, does it depend on your location like dental? It can. If you go further out in the province, you can find clinics. Some of it will get cheaper. In the cities, it does cost a lot more. The cost was, I had a crown done and cost me $23 or pesos. 23 pesos would be insane. Like when George has had dental work, it costs him $50 here, 60, 100. Everything, in my opinion, is about a third cheaper. So I can only imagine that if I say it's 12,000 to get whatever stents or an angiogram or something, a balloon or whatever in my arteries, if they're clogged, and I doubt they are. I just think my valves, certain valves are going bad, like my mom. It's hereditary, and her mother. And that I think where you could be looking at 50, 60,000 or something if you're paying for yourself. It could be more depending on, it's like the United States, depends on the state. And so it's a matter of where you're at in the Philippines for sure. Ah, there you are. Looking good too. Looking good. Aw. I have a sister that just had a birthday. She's probably like 90 or so. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Let's see, correction. Okay, that's what I was like. Yeah, so that might be about right. 23,000. So that's about 400. What are they in the United States? A couple thousand, isn't it? Yeah, so that would be about 450. So I'm close to pension age. Yes, guys. Hit the like or dislike button and make comments and let me know what's going on with you guys today. Hey to you, Sarah, and them going back and forth. All right. So, for a recap, we covered the deal today where in the last 48 hours, I don't know if it was yesterday morning, it looks like they have considered pro-life travel a persona non grata. They put in some paperwork over the last period, a month or two, could be for the past year. The government has known something. It's been across the presidential's desk. All this stuff has been turned in on them. There are Filipinas coming forward. There are Filipinas that have videos out on him about how he's going on dating sites and going out with them and leading them on. He's using them in footage. He's belittling them. He's doing, which we will have on Saturday. So there'll be a part 3 for us come Saturday and see if there's any updates. There is where his house was raided. So, it looks like people talk a lot of shit about other vloggers, but it looks like he's the one that got raided and these things are happening. And I don't feel they're false accusations like other channels are saying. It seems there are too many coming forward. When you have one person, maybe it's different than multi and with the videos that he's put out. So we wanted to cover and update you guys on this today. And I think I will wrap this up. And so he blends in. Check him out. He blends in with the blanket over there. So, thank you for everybody coming in. Let's see. Cookies, chips, and ice cream are my vices, Heidi. I feel you on those donuts. They are my weakness. Here's the thing: is I told the cardiologist. I said, "Yeah, I've got the gastric bypass. I've lost hundreds of pounds on it, and then I've also gained it back." They believe I'm holding about 80 pounds of water. If you guys have noticed, like that video that was played through the intro, that was just me a few years ago. I mean, and that's not from eating. We ate way more in Mexico. George's like, man, we had pizza every day and wings because that's the only thing they delivered during the pandemic in Mexico. And we weren't allowed to go out. And we were eating Mexican food and we had candy bars and candies. That's all we did was eat in Mexico. And I don't eat that stuff anymore. Like everything I'm eating is just going right to me. And having a few donuts here and there is not what's keeping this guy. I would need 10,000 calories a day. And so the new x-rays and stuff will show all that. And I'm not denying, but sugar is my weakness. So that's where, that's where I'm getting hit is by the calories and the sugar and stuff. So kind of crazy and everything. So they could have just rated him on his accent alone, right? All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody stopping in and thank you guys for your support and do a thumbs up and consider membership. Got to do the full plug and everything and say goodbye to the kitties. Hey, Pigsy Bear. You going to say hi? You going to say hi, Pigsy? One of our biggest cats. She's like 20 pounds. Hey, Pigsy Bear. If you get any more cat food, you're going to, who knows? So look, look up here. Look. There you go. Oh, she wants to get up here. All right, guys. I appreciate you coming in. We will see you on Saturday. Cats, George, and